Hello everyone, welcome to Dutchman's Games. This battle is Borodino 2 versus 2. I'm playing against Kek, God, G-O-D, and we're playing against Hayden, Robinson, and J0501. A revolution is an idea which has found its bayonets. Napoleon Bonaparte, French Emperor and General. Now, I do not believe I have the Battle of Borodino on my channel yet, so this is going to be the first. Usually I'm staying away from these battles because the defenders have the advantage by having the hill right up here. You add a cannon into the game, then game over. These guys will camping up here and shoot whatever moves towards them. So I like to stay away from these battles, or if I do play it, I know who I'm playing with. Rules are no artillery, 5 lights max. We have 2 French players, and we are attackers. This map, just to show you a little bit about the map itself, so this is the hill I'm talking about. They have 2 entrances. You put a cannon up here, cannon up there, and this is going to be your view from the battlefield. You will have, so watch out here. So if you have a Howie, it would be perfect, put it right here, and you shoot anything coming close to you. You have an excellent view of the battlefield. Now for attackers, one could come from this side and one from this angle. Coming from through the town, you have one entrance here, and I believe that is the only entrance. You could come around it. I don't know how far this goes. Let me see. This is the red line. So the red line, interestingly, you can come around here and take the far end coming to the town. Now, coming to the town, still you're going to be funneled through these narrow roads, so you can't stretch your lines. You're going to get shot by artillery, or if the defenders are here, they could siphon the outlets. So they have some men over here, and they could extend the lines over here, or maybe just here, you know. So it's tough. As an attacker, it's really tough to come through the city, and then once you get through the city, let's say you do have the city, then you need to pass the river. To pass the river, you need to get either from here or from here to pass. I think there is another way back here somewhere. Just don't know how far again the map goes. I think the map does go back for a while. So anyway, the idea what I'm trying to show is that, look, he's putting a man up here, so it covers the whole area. I would stay away from the city. I would not attack from here. So my guys are all lined up. I'm going to cross the river. I'm going to come to the center, knowing that there is no artillery. I'll have a free passage. If he's going to be slow, which he is, camping up the hill, it will take him a while to intercept me. My goal is to come over the river, connect with my allies, and attack from far right. This is a better side to attack. You have the protection of the forest. You could extend your lines. You could go around the town, get up in the forest here again, and use the cover of the forest to push up the hill. And from here, get yourself back up the hill. And if we combine our forces, we have a lot more chances to succeed. So this French player is doing really well. He's got his screening force ahead, supported by infantry, and going for a shootout fight. Now we will lose against England in a shootout. They have better infantry, but once we start combining our forces, we should be good. I have shooting cav. My shooting cav is getting to position. Nice volley. They lost 11 man. Now it's no more good because they have the lights into position, so I gotta retreat. They do not get a volley off me. Now he's seeing that I'm not coming through the town. He had his forces there, so he's trying to intercept me. Now by doing that, he is separated now. So two forces separated by the river. They can support each other if he stays closer here. But again, my goal was not to attack, but to get over the river and connect with my ally. In that way, we 2 versus 1 on the English side. By the time we are there, he's gonna have a hard time getting his forces there, and we could overwhelm one side. See how tough it is to send your whole army over a river. It's so time consuming. Look at that. This is just perfect for me. My God, he's half the forces that I have. He's trying to cross the river to face me. I am quicker into position. Oh, look at that. What a prime target right here. And the problem with these two cav, shooting cav behind each other, is the second line will shoot the first line. And we got, like that, the first general. So this is a problem if you're not connected. There are plenty of gaps. The enemy can get through, slip through, and frankly cut the head of the snake. So this is not a good tactic of trying to send your forces up to face me, because you're facing a full army rather than half the army. And I have the high ground. We both are fighting for this high ground here. So I decided to retreat rather than getting his general. The general is still alive, but use my cav to break the line. Note how I use the higher ground to be able to shoot from both lines. So the Dutch are a minor faction. In fact, I believe they are the worst faction in this game. The morale are low, shooting ratio is low. They don't have a good variation of troops. Aiming is not all that. They're expensive compared to the units they have. So it's just overall, in a shootout you will lose, especially against such a good faction as France. To fight the French with half of your force is just unwinnable. So, as a result, the Dutch had to retreat. They're gonna hold on to whatever they have left. There's one unit caught off guard here. They got their backs. Come on, straggler, get in line. Okay, left flank is done, so I'm sending my forces to the right flank. I still have a good, healthy chasseurs, young and old guard. There's only one depleted grenadier unit ahead of us. And on this side, a couple of things. Just make sure when you're forming up like this, don't have your lights so close to your line. In a shootout, the stray bullets will just penetrate your second line, and then you're going to be bleeding a man. So this is too close. This is still too close. You see, this line is bleeding man without even shooting back. Now they are in a shooting range. That I do support if you're in the shooting range, or you could use both lines. But if you're not in the shooting range, the second line, pull them back. Fusiliers against Highlanders, the Highlanders will win. The French do have the cover of the forest. That's the advantage for them. See, these guys are bleeding men without even shooting back. So, again, battles of Borodino or Dresden or Arcade, they have rivers and towns and crossings, so it becomes time-consuming, long battles. You add the artillery to it, it becomes a shooting match. The boat's gonna stay on the other side of the battlefield, away from artillery fire, and just use the artillery as soon as the enemy gets closer. Those are not games to me. I do like to see faster game speed. I like to see Napoleonic genius, tactical movements in the battle. For that purpose, I try to keep these short and sweet. So there is no artillery in here. Having the hill is an advantage. In the end, you could always camp here and force the enemy come to you. We are attackers after all. And so since you have the hill, you could have few lines here and make it extremely difficult for enemy to attack you. For that purpose, you want to connect with your ally, outflank one of the two players if there's a 2 versus 2, and then work your way upward against the other one. These are heavy cav. They will. That was a good initial charge. You see, I'm dropped 40 men, but make sure you pull back one at a time and then recharge. The way you win this is with your charge, not staying in melee. You don't have the numbers. So he lost 2 cav units versus 1 young guard. So you see the advantage of having the forest, you're gonna have less casualty. And by keeping your general close to your forces, you could rally your men. Too often I see someone bring a general and they leave it all the way back there. It's just a waste of a good unit. We want to make sure that these guys don't connect. They did send a few forces this side. Oh no, look at this. Yeah, you don't want to go in melee with old guard. Not a good move. So I think this battle is pretty much over. We do have the numbers and we are connected, and I don't see an outcome for the British and the Dutch players. But again, on these maps where you have the rivers, try to connect your forces and have maximum numbers against inferior force. I don't recommend going through the town. It's just a long way, you're gonna get shelled, and then by the time you get here, he's gonna have the position for the crossings. Try to have the wide fields, the wider fields to your advantage. Connect with your ally. The best way to attack from this map is through this forest, around back, come around this lake. So from here, you could work your way up the hill. It's still not easy, you know. You're still fighting up the hill, but you have the numbers. So stretch your line, get up the hill, and then once you get here, then these guys are the ones who are pretty much like a fish in a barrel, I would say. You could stretch your lines up here and then shoot up the hill. It really has no other place to go than standing in the center of the hill. That allows you to come around it, use the cover. You see they're going to shoot in the hill, and then work your way upward to finally get this hill. Sacrifice my general. So will this one lonely guard unit take 4 units? Did. Loved old guard. I had 1138 kills, 662 losses, 1211 for Keck, 996 losses. Hayden had 410 killed, 1195 losses. Jays had 1005 killed, 1327 losses. I hope you enjoyed this battle, learn a few things about the map and the strategies of how to attack or defend. And until the next battle, cheers.